Just give me a thumbs up, Francisco, when we're ready. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So one of the big reasons that we're here in Kyoto this year is that we're celebrating ACI's 30th anniversary. And ACI started 30 years ago, 1993, in a small room under a bus station. You can hear the buses on their recordings. Someone sent me recordings where they took all that sound out, and I'm like, no, leave it in. So we understand what ACI used to be, right? And so what we'd like to do over the next 3 days is give you a taste of the history of ACI. Where did we start? And who were some of the key people who got ACI going? So without further ado, we have a first video, and we're going to be learning from John Stillwell and Venerable Jigme.
Working full-time, and we had class 2 nights a week. And he conceived and wrote and created the structure and the content, and mainly on the bus back and forth between New Jersey and New York City in the mornings and evenings, I think, while he was going to and from his job. So, just looking for teachers in New York City. I go around to different places trying to find teachers. It's very hard to find teachers. I knew from Kopan that there's supposed to be this thing which is beginning to end comprehensive teachings. It's hard to understand that teachers. And being in New York City, I go to that center and classes, and someone come in and they go do a brief 50 questions. And that was a class. I think Geshe Michael came as a guest teacher to that center, I think, and I really resonated with speaking. Geshe Michael sort of threw out the idea of the Western cognitive university style presentation. I knew it didn't exist. I was very clear that it didn't exist at the time because I had been fairly deeply immersed in it.
I had been really looking for courses or any kind of reasonable teachings about what's being taught in the monastery, and it was impossible. It wasn't available anywhere except in really, really difficult translations that didn't use normal English.
It's often talked about studying for 20 years. It's ceremony. The best university, taking that 20-year program and putting that into a format that I think people in a non-monastic university style New York could write. So these 15 discrete courses, 10 classes,
Lama Palmo had been instrumental in starting ACI. Just by the way he was acting, she was interested in what his philosophy was. And so she started asking, and then he always says that the reason he started ACI was because of her, because she was interested, and then he thought other people would be interested. I knew John Stillwell from before. We had been in a Dharma group together, and so when Geshe started talking about starting, he asked if I would like to get recordings of the classes.
I don't know if you all know that John Stillwell, he's the one who recorded every class that Geshe Michael gave in New York when he taught the ACI courses. And really, without his foresight, I don't think we would have been here, because those teachings kept being offered after the original 7 years that Geshe taught them. And we're going to learn a little more about that in the days to come. So thank you, Geshe, for having this great idea. And thank you very much.
Hello, hi. Okay. John Stillwell, I didn't know him when he came to the class, and we rented a small room below the bus station ramp because it was cheaper. And that area was called Hell's Kitchen. It's the most dangerous area in New York, one of the worst areas. People waving guns everywhere. And we are under the bus, and there's thousands of buses coming in every few hours. And the whole house is covered with black soot, you know. Hard to breathe there. But we couldn't afford anything else. And he came. And John came with, he's a stockbroker, very successful stockbroker. And he was in Wall Street when, on 9/11. And he was in an elevator. And when the building was hit and the electricity went out, and he stayed in the elevator for 4 or 5 hours. And he didn't know if the world ended or something like that. And he came with a tape recorder, and he taped every single class for 7 years. It was many. I taught 4 times a week, two times in English and 2 times in Tibetan. And he recorded everything. And they're cute recordings because Lama Pelma had a dog, 2 dogs. She refused to separate from them, and they kept barking in the class. So if you hear the tape and there's no barking, it's a fake. Okay. And it was beautiful. And he was very smart. I'll tell you the story when I went to 3-year retreat. Then I said to John, I had my last day in New York. I met him in Wall Street, and we had lunch at this fancy place. And I said, well, you're going to have to take over ACI. You're going to have to take care of it. And he said, okay. And I said, don't forget to play all the recordings of Geshe Michael. And he looked at me and he said, no, we're not going to do that. And I said, what? And he said, we're going to teach what you taught us. You know, you taught us. And now we're going to teach the students, and we're going to teach it ourselves. We're not going to play. Why should we sit and play your recording? It's a living lineage. It always has been. And I was a little bit hurt, you know. I'm like, okay. And I think he saw that to have ACI teachers and to start a lineage of great teachers would be a beautiful thing. And we had many teachers now, and we can reach many people. And so he's responsible for a lot of ACI And it's been a good 30 years, and I hope we can keep going like that. All right, let's go back to Marim. Tonga said Tonga. By the way, a friend of mine is here tonight, many friends. One is called Kelsang Tahua. Can you please stand up? Where are you? He's hiding? Yeah. Kelsang's the greatest Tibetan language teacher in the world. And I can say it without hesitation. And he lives in Tokyo, and his Tibetan is perfect. His accent is perfect. And if you want to learn Tibetan, I strongly suggest you study with him. Rebecca Vinicor, Jack Lansdale. Is he there? They are organizing classes. You can study if you're serious to study language. Kelsang's really the best teacher in the world. So he lives in Tokyo. He's married to a Japanese woman. And if you have a chance to study with him, you'll be very lucky. He's a great teacher. Yeah. So there's a program, and you can talk to Rebecca. Can you raise your hand? Yeah, if you're interested. Yeah. And Rebecca is studying for how many years? 25 years? Yeah, she's a good teacher. Okay, thank you, Kasa. Tochiman. Okay, now the text says, we should go to the bottom there. Yeah, di tok ngai gone plana nani kene ngemba mitua ngepa chen. If you can die with the 5 powers, then definitely you won't go to any bad place. Okay. And in this book, it's long. And it's very long. And that's why it took so far, how many years? 13 years. And he will say something like, if you can die with the 5 powers, then you're going to go to a good place. And then the book is too long, so he doesn't tell you the 5 powers. And that's why we have the ALL database, Asian Legacy Library. We are fortunate tonight to have the director, John Brady, is here. And could you please stand up? Yeah. And they have input. And by the way, Kelsar helped a lot with starting the ALL many years ago. He helped us start it. And they have input. Total, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, including the Dr. R, is about 6 million pages or 12. I don't know. Over 6 million pages finished, and they're free online. And then we have to preserve the pages, and then we have to type them in. We have to input them. When you input them, you can search them. So we have a database of about 15,000 books finished. And it took 35 years of hard work. And John's been helping all of this time. And so when the author says something like 5 powers, you should die with the 5 powers, and then he doesn't tell you the 5 powers, I go to the database and I take it out of the database. And we have an incredible search program, very, very powerful search program. And I can find it there. I'll show it to you maybe. Here. I think it will show on my screen, Tim, am I right? Yeah, you can see? No, forget it. Okay. Anyway, I'll show it to you sometime. I can search many I can search 3 million pages in less than half a second. And then I can cut out the 5 powers and give them to you. And that's because of John Brady's work for 35 years. So let's give him another one. He's preta, fundraising preta. He'd go around the world like a ghost, looking for donation for ALR. You understand what I say? So give him a donation if you can, okay, while you're here, while he's here. It doesn't have to be $1 million. I mean, the gold clubs are doing $5 a month or something, and they reached $1.5 million. So give him something, okay? And he's 10% finished. He has to work for another 350 years. Okay, so we should give him, a little bit of tea money. Okay, all right, okay. So the first of the 5 powers is called say again? The first of the 5 powers is called, somebody gave a donation? Are we splitting, John? No, I'm kidding. Okay. The first of the 5 powers is called the white seed, the power of the white seed. So you guys know Saban, bija in Sanskrit, and it's a white seed. And I took notes here. You can read the notes. It means take care of things before you die. Okay, and get things ready. My parents they both got cancer. Both of my parents got cancer. And my dad was a big man, almost as big as Igor, and strong. And he got cancer, and then he died slowly. And he said, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna fight this thing. And then he died. And it took 2 years to figure out his finances. It took 2 years to find out where's all the money. And in the end, it was zero. Completely zero. It was funny. But it was a lot of trouble for the family. He did not prepare to die. And then my mom, I'll never forget it. She had 4 sons. And she brought us into her bedroom. And she said, I want to show you something. And she unbuttoned her shirt like this, and she said, touch. Here, there's a bump. Touch it. You guys can touch it. And we were so shy to see my mother's chest, We're like, why are you showing me, Mom? She said, this is going to kill me. No, I'm going to die. And I want you guys to know. I want you to understand. There's a cancer, and I have to die. So let's get ready. She's like, let's get ready. And we're like, what do we do, Mom? And she's like, okay, you're going to take care of this, and you're going to take care of this, and we'll give money to the church, and we'll give money to the poor people. And she planned everything very nicely, and then she died. And it was such a difference between the two, father and the mother, And in our Buddhist tradition, we really encourage you to get ready. And don't think, oh, I'm not 71, I'm 30, I'm 40. Hey, we don't know who's going to go first. We don't know. Nobody knows. Some people got run over on the way home from Lam Rim. They got hit by a car, and they don't come to the second day. It happens. So get ready, get everything ready, and you feel so happy. I can tell you, I do it. I live this way. Everything's ready. Grandpa died, everything's ready. And it's very relaxing, okay? And it's kind of fun. Say, hey, you're going to get this stuff, and you're going to, this much money coming to you. You get this blue car. and then make every plan, make it clear, okay? And that's a Lamrim practice, okay? Don't make your family suffer, or your husband or your wife. Get everything ready, be ready. And do it happy. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna die, oh, I'm gonna die, yay! And you can have my car, and you can have the bank account, and even Rob, you can have my computer, okay? Oh, Geshe, you're not gonna take it with you? Who gets your backpack? Shut up. Okay. I didn't decide yet. Okay. Okay, number 2, konbeto. Say konbeto. Yeah, and it means the power of good habit. Okay, habit. And here it means get ready to die in the right frame of mind. Okay. Get practice sometimes. My teacher asked me every night when I go to bed, I do my coffee meditation. And then he said, do a little bit of death meditation. If I die tonight, I hope I can go someplace to help people. I hope I can do something that will help people. I hope I can help all beings as I die, and get ready that way, okay? That's called habit, kom. That's the past tense of gom, okay? Kom means get used to it, get comfortable with dying, okay? And don't avoid it, and don't be scared, okay? Take care of it. If you take care of it, you don't have to be scared. If you don't take care of it, you have to be scared, okay? So take care of it first, and then don't die, okay? Then you're ready to die when it comes time to die. And I again, it's very comfortable. It's not depressing. What's depressing is to try to pretend that you're not going to die. That's depressing. But if you say to yourself, okay, it's flesh and blood, it has to die. Get used to it, and be ready, get ready. Take care of everything. I have everything ready. Everything's ready. All the money, everything, the things, it's all take care of, I work on it every week. And I take care of things, when I die. Get ready. And then if you don't die, okay. Everything's ready. Okay. If you're gonna go to Kyoto, you're really stupid if you don't pack 2 days before. It's very, I don't know. You feel very crazy if you have to pack the same day. You feel stressed out, right? You have to pack the same day. So pack a suitcase for dying, and do it while you're young, and just get it ready, and then you don't have to think about it, and then you're ready to die. And it's a good habit to talk to your family. My mom, she loved us a lot, but she wasn't afraid to talk about it. She said, look, everybody's going to die. I'm getting ready. And we felt comfortable with her. We felt, okay, Mom, and we love her more than anything in the world. But we're like, okay, Mom, she said, let's get ready. Okay, Mom. And we should be like that. Okay, all of us should be like that. Okay, number 3, Pembito. That's a prayer after the Bardo. Wherever I go, I hope I don't forget bodhicitta, okay? Pemba means to project something into the future, okay? And you project this wish, I hope after I finish the Bardo, I hope I can remember my motivation, that I want to help other people. I cannot keep the car. I cannot keep the clothes. I cannot keep the skin. I cannot keep. But at least my motivation, I hope I can keep it, okay? I hope I don't forget it, okay? So make this prayer. That's called Pembeto, projection into the future. Okay, you guys know Penjeki Le, projecting karma. Right? Okay. Number 4, number Sun Jimbeto. We have this. This is the name of one of the 4 powers. and it means the power of destruction. And in the 4 powers of confession, it means to when you do your confession, you feel strong regret and you decide not to do it again. And that destroys the karma, okay? So number Sunjimba, it means to destroy, and it means to rip something out from the, like if you're pulling weeds or something, you rip them out. It's also an old word for raping somebody, okay? So it means like very violent ripping out, number Sunjimba, and it means do a good confession as you die, okay? And it's very, very famous that when you die, as you die, if before you die, if you can confess your bad deeds, you know, I think all of us have a few bad deeds that we hide and we don't want to tell anybody. And it's good before you die. It's good if you can tell somebody your worst bad deeds, your secret bad deeds. You know, it's good to tell somebody. It's very, very powerful to tell somebody. So it's very important before you die to tell somebody. And my dad, when he got cancer, I went to stay with him. There was nothing to do. It's too late, you know, he's dying slowly every day. I watch football with him many hours because he can't do anything else. And he's just in a chair and I make orange juice for him. He can't eat anything. He's just dying in a chair. And I thought he has a lot. Here's something you should remember. If someone you love is dying, then help them to do a confession, okay? Help them to do a confession. And I know he killed many people. He was in the military during World War II. And I know he killed many people in the military. And and he doesn't like to talk about it, never. He'd never talk about it. And I thought it's better if he tell me before he dies. It's better if he tells somebody what he did, you know. So we were watching football because he can't do anything else. And I'm making orange juice for him, you know. And I'm like, Dad, can you tell me a little bit about the war? I said, would you kill again? Would you do it again? You know, I tricked him actually. I said, if you're in the same situation again, would you kill people again? And he said, no, I would never do that. Then that's pure confession. Then he destroyed that karma, mostly. He destroyed the seed. When you say, I will never do it again, that's number Sunjimito. That's power of destruction. And I was so happy. I was like, you know, now he can die clean, okay? So it's, try to, even you have to trick them. People, they don't want to talk about things, or be honest about your own, be ready to tell somebody your worst things. And you can get rid of those seeds before you die, okay? So if you're dying, who cares what you did? They're gonna, let me tell you something, they're gonna forget later anyway. So tell them, tell people, don't be shy, you're dying. So what? Who cares? They won't even remember your name later. So tell your worst things and clean your heart. And then you can die happily and you can die clean. And it's very, very, very important, okay? If you get hit by a car and you're bleeding to death, and then somebody says, are you okay? And say, no, I'm dying. By the way, I did this terrible thing. Just tell them, okay? Tell somebody, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a monk or a priest or a teacher. Tell anybody, you know. I heard one guy told his dog, he was dying, he told the dog, I killed somebody, okay? But he got it off, okay? Clean your heart. And then you can die happy, okay? All right. Number 5, Manam Kitok. And I made the note for you here. It says, Dakshin means Buddha paradise, pure field, Dakshin. And then they say, in the lojong, in the lamrim, when you're dying, you don't say, oh, I hope I can go to Amitabha's paradise. I hope Vajragini, I can go there. I hope she has room. Don't talk like that, okay? The big motivation is, I hope I can take all the bad seeds of everybody else and die. Then just I will carry those bad seeds out of this world, and those people don't have them. Is it possible? Not really. You can't do it, okay? Buddha cannot take one seed from you. So why you do this stupid prayer, I hope I can take everyone's bad seeds. When I die, I will be like, there was an old Christian custom, a Jewish custom called Lamb of God. And they will, once a year in Jerusalem, they will make prayer, put all the bad karma into one small baby goat and go kill it in the desert. And that's where the expression Lamb of God came from for Jesus. So the idea was everyone can put their bad karma in an animal, and then they kill the animal. Of course, that's a terrible mistake. But the idea is good. The idea is pretty good, okay? I can be the lamb. You give me all your bad seeds, and I will die with it. I pray I could do it. You cannot do it, but if you pray, it will clean your seeds, okay? Good way to die. Good way to die is to wish you could take everyone's bad karma with you. Give me your bad karma, I'm dying. And you give it to me, I'll take care of it. Okay? It's a nice motivation. Sometimes you can do that. Okay, Dunsen Ngapa. Dunsen Ngapa means of the 7-point lojong, 7-point bodhisattva practice. We're on number 5. We reached number 5. Ngapa means 5th, okay. Lojong Tse means, Se means, some of you guys know the word sema or pramana, which means the measurement, okay. And in this context, Se means, what's the point at which you have developed lojong, okay. Do you have lojong? I studied it with Geshe, but do you have it? I don't know. How do you know? Oh, there's a say. There's a definition of when you have lojong. Okay. When you got it, when you got this, you got it. When you don't got this, you don't got it. Okay. That's called say. Okay. Yeah, and then I cut it out of the ACI course 14. It's there, okay? If you're interested, it's there. And the point at which you have the point at which you can say you have the good heart is in course 14, okay? ACI course 14. And these are some comments about how do you know when you have lojong? How do you know when you got it? And here's, by the way, if you heard it in New York in 1996 or something, it doesn't hurt to hear it again. Okay, we forgot anyway. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go through these. It's mainly 4 points, okay, but we'll go through them, okay. And there's a dividing line picture. Next picture, yeah. It just means what's the ultimate dividing line? Something's dharma or it's not dharma, okay? And I put a bold for the root text. This is the root text of Geshe Chikawa, okay, or Lord Atisha. Chukung Gomba Chikadu. All dharma comes down to a single point, okay? All dharma comes down to one idea. Whole dharma comes down to one idea. What's that? Chamdendeki Chupung Jine Chik Sumba. Chupung is a idea. It's one pile of Dharma teachings, okay? One mountain of Dharma teachings. And there's a measure of how many pages of Dharma teachings, okay? And it's 84,000 mountains of Dharma teaching. Buddha taught 84,000 mountains of Dharma teaching, okay? No matter how many mountains of Dharma teaching he taught, shul is an old verb that means all the rivers reach to the same ocean. Okay, it means that shul means all the rivers go to the same ocean. All the Buddhist teachings that Lord Buddha ever gave, they go to one ocean. And that ocean is, can you stop your habit of taking care of yourself first? Okay, all Dharma teachings, all books, all scriptures, all translations, all everything comes down to one question. Can you stop your habit of taking care of yourself first? Can you stop it? Okay. He says, "Shik the shul." Okay. Bab means the river falls to the ocean. Okay. Chedan chun membe nam tik. Tik is a nice word. We do a lot of tiks when we draw a mandala. And when you make a mandala, it's very complex and it's very precise, and you have to use geometry, and that's sometimes called tik. You draw. We call snap a line in construction. You hold the two ends of the string, and you have colored powder on the string, and you snap it, and that's called a tik. It's a line, okay? Nam tik means what's the dividing line between Che and Chunmin? What's the dividing line between Dharma and not Dharma? Okay, what's the dividing line? If something helps you stop your bad thoughts, it's Dharma. If it doesn't, it's not. That's the definition of Dharma. That's the tik. That's the dividing line for Dharma. Okay. Oh, I went to a Dharma class. Yeah, was it Dharma? I don't know. Was it Dharma? Did it help you become a better person? Yes. Okay, it was Dharma. It was Dharma. Okay, doesn't matter where it was. You can go anywhere. If someone helps you to be a better person, if someone helps you remove your negative emotions, it's Dharma. That's very interesting. If someone teaches you a bunch of Tibetan sentences and it doesn't help you remove your negative emotions, it's not a Dharma teaching. I don't know, if you go to a psychologist and they teach you something nice and it helps you mentally, then that's Dharma. That's very beautiful, right? Hey, I went to the Buddhist teaching, I didn't hear any Dharma. And then I came home and listened to my kids and they were talking Dharma. You know, it's like that. Okay, who teaches you to be a better person? They are teaching you Dharma. And I don't know, there's a lot of teachings in the monastery Geshe course where people just get more and more proud and more competitive. And then that's not Dharma, okay? They spent 25 years, but they didn't study Dharma. Got it? Okay. When you go somewhere and someone tells you something that makes you a better person, that's Dharma. And if you go somewhere and they talk about Buddhism for 5 hours and it doesn't make you a better person, it's not Dharma. Got it? That's Dharma. Okay. All right. Next picture. Yeah. Ultimate sign of success. Okay. And that's called Druptak. Say Druptak. Drup means siddha, right? Drup means to spiritual goal or spiritual achievements. Okay. Tak means, in this case, sign of achievement. You know, am I successful in my Dharma practice or not? There's a Druptak. What's a Druptak? Druptak is chok. Chok means supreme. Like coin chok means 3 jewels. Okay. What's the highest sign of all that you are succeeding in your Buddhist practice? Nyomong Je Chung La Song. If your negativities get less and less every day, you are a successful Buddhist. Okay. If your negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative behavior, if it gets less and less every day, then the Dharma is having an effect on you. Okay. Then it's Dharma and you are practicing Dharma. If you become a better person every day, it's Dharma. And Druptak means you're a successful Dharma practitioner. If you get a little bit better every day. By the way, it's not a lot better every day. That doesn't happen. Okay. And I'm just being honest. Okay. Little progress every day, that's fine. It's just like when you're trying to learn a language or you're trying to learn some business skill or something. If you get a little bit better every day, it's success. Okay. Don't expect this, don't expect all your jealousy is going to go away in 20 years. It doesn't work. Okay. It takes longer than that. Okay. But keep a little bit, get a little bit better every day. And then you're practicing Dharma. Okay. And your bad habits are not going to go away in 1 day or 1 year. It doesn't happen like that. I can tell you, that's why I'm a grandpa. Okay, it doesn't happen like that. Make a little bit of progress every day. Are you better than last week? Yes. Are you good? No. Okay. But are you better than last week? Yes. Well, that's good. Then you're good. Okay, so just a little bit of improvement every year. Okay, every year a little bit better person. Okay, and then that's success. That's Druptak. Then you're a Siddha, Mahasiddha. Okay, Druptak. Okay, Soki Kyang. Damin bar Namla Chaga Soki Kyang Pur. Sala Chiwang Zu. Chila Nye Kyang. Choi China. Druptak Shenla. Tikpo Me. Then he said a cute thing. He said, sign of progress is that you're a little bit better person every year. Okay, then you're making progress. Okay, then he says, look, Jargus Sok Namla Pur. It's not flying in the sky. Okay, oh, he fly in the sky. He's success in his Dharma. Yeah, but he fly in the sky and he's pissed off at people all the time. He's a failure, Dharma failure. You see, so he says here, he said something cute. He says, "Look, birds also fly in the sky. What's the big deal? Just because you can fly in the sky doesn't mean your Dharma is success. It's, are you less jealous each year? Are you less irritable each year? Small progress." Okay, not fly in the sky. Okay, some really stupid person. There was a discussion whether Geshe Michael's an Arya or not, and some really stupid person said he's not, and they said why, and they said he can't fly in the sky, and I'm like, okay, so here it is. Okay, yeah. Anyway, Salang Jiwang Zu means look. There's a city where you can fly in the sky. And there's a city where you can burrow underground. You can walk, it's called underground, Sao. And you can, you can go back to the Westin Hotel underground without having to walk across the crosswalk, okay? You walk through the solid earth underground, okay? He says, mice do the same thing. Okay, that doesn't mean you're a siddha. Okay, just because you can walk through solid rock, it doesn't make, that's not the real siddha. The real siddha is, are you less jealous than last year? Or are you less desired than last year? Then that's progress. But just walking through a wall, even mice do that. Okay, then he says, there's another siddha where you can walk through water. Like you can walk under a river and, through the river, under the river, and go to the other side, like Nyambok or something. And he says, fish do that. Even fish can do that. Fish also can walk through the water. It's not a big deal. Okay. If you can control your competitiveness in the business, you made progress. You made real progress. You're a saint. You're a saint. Okay. But just because you can fly in the sky or walk through walls, that's not the sign of a saint. Okay. Mice do that, fish do that. No big deal. Okay, got it? Okay. What's the timing, Tim? Until Q&A. 15. 8:45 I start Q&A. 6:45. Okay, good. Okay. Lojong di la chedan chemin tape sang de sung pe. Sang, S-R-A-N-G, means a scale, you know, like the old scale that you weigh vegetables on or something like that. That's called a sang. And he said the practice of lojong is the scale. You know, whether you can use your lojong practice to decide, to measure your success. Lojong is the scale where you can measure your dharma success. Okay. Sang de sung bei. Langje la dangchen chunga songer. Dugna, Jombo. Langje means fingerprint or handprint. Gangje is the, what do you call it, footprint. So print means, in Dharma teachings, Langje means sign of success, okay, in your practice is called your footprint or your handprint, okay? So the handprint of successful Dharma is, did your selfishness get less or not? Did your selfishness get less or not? If your selfishness is getting less every year, that's a sign of success, okay? That's a good sign of success. It's like the fingerprint in the murder mystery or something. Oh, someone here was a good person. How do you know? I saw the sign. What's the sign? They are less selfish than last year, okay? Less selfish than last year. Sign of success, okay? Footprint of success or handprint of success, okay? Okay, next picture. That's supposed to be the justice scale. Okay. All right, next picture. I planted all these peach trees in my house and all of them died. Then two friends came from Shenzhen and they came to my cafe and they planted 2 trees and they grew like crazy. And I even sold the peaches and I did not give them any money. And anyway, it was standing out and this is one of the trees. And they planted it at the cafe. And good job, you guys. I don't know what they put there. Bambo Niki Zhen. So the Lojong text, the text about bodhicitta attitude, it says mainly keep the 2 judges. Keep the main one of the 2 judges. Bangbo means witness or judge. Okay, Bangbo. It's a little bit unusual word. These words are 1,000 years old. So it's a little bit difficult. It's one of the 7 languages, 8 languages. Okay. Bangbo. Bangbo means witness or judge. Okay. He says the main judge, keep the main judge. Who is it? Did I mix up the 2 pictures? I don't know. Anyway, Rang Shenge Pabo Nite. So if there's 2 witnesses to your behavior, if there's 2 witnesses to your mental state, which one is more important? You or other people? Who knows your mental state better? Yeah. But we tend to try to look good to other people. Like, we don't care if we look good to ourselves. Our mind is dirty and we live with it. It's fine. But we want to pretend to other people. Geshe wants to look very holy in the teaching. And then he goes home and watches Netflix all night or Korean soap operas. He wants to look nice, So this ancient Lojong text says, who should you impress? Who should you impress? Should you impress the audience who comes to your teaching? Or should you impress yourself in private? Which is more important? Yourself. Yeah, you're the one who knows who you are. Don't try to pretend to other people. We tend to try to look good to other people, and we don't care how dirty we look to ourselves. And he said you should switch it. So there's many famous teachers who didn't take a bath for a week, just so other people don't judge them wrong. But inside, they're very pure. To themselves, they are pure. To other people, they don't look pure. That they're happy that way. They're like that. Okay, so don't try to look good to others. Try to look good to yourself in your own heart. You should be able to look at your own heart and say, that's a beautiful thing. That's really beautiful. Instead of how much makeup, we call Sephora, right? Expensive also. You guys don't go to Sephora in Kyoto. You can't get Igor. You can't get out of there less than $100. Impossible. Okay, I don't care what others say. It's expensive. Okay, so it's much cheaper to put makeup on the inside. Okay, you should be beautiful on the inside, and don't the outside. Maybe we're beautiful, maybe we're not. But be beautiful on the inside. You're the judge. You're the ultimate judge of your beauty, not somebody else. Okay, you decide whether you're beautiful or not other people. Okay, got it? Cool. By the way, if you look inside and you're beautiful, you are really beautiful and you feel beautiful. Okay, the outside beauty, it's very difficult to keep it. It lasts for a few years, and then you got to use more and more makeup. And then it's ridiculous. It's like a whole bottle of makeup just to get out in the morning. And okay, so take care of the inside. Be sexy on the inside. And that's really sexy. And then outside, it's gonna fall apart anyway. Okay. All right. Pamanite. Shengi said the Xinjiang, other people tend to judge us. Suchin Sangdo Ka Sang Suchin Sangdo Kala Sangba Tsuba Sam Chung. You and me, we tend to kind of put on a false appearance to other people, like we're better people than we really are. Okay. Sometimes I like to just mess up in front of other people, and then the pressure's off. Geshe-la's an idiot. Yeah. Then it's so relaxing. I don't have to try to look smart. Okay. Chung-yang. Nagarjuna's letter to the king, one of Udayibhadra, one of his 2 letters to the king. He goes off on mango fruits, okay? And it's a big subject in India because once a year the mangoes come out. I was there in mango season. The first week that the mangoes are ripe, they're like $10 a bag. Second week, they're $8 a bag. Third week, they're $4 a bag. 6th week, everyone's trying to give away mangoes. And they're high, they grow very high. And then they're hard to judge from the color. It's hard to judge whether it's ripe or not. And, you pay a kid to climb up the tree and squeeze it for you. And they're very famous example for what? Is a person really a good person? We don't know. People are like mangoes. And some people look really nice on the outside and they're really lousy on the inside. Some people look really lousy on the outside and they're really pure on the inside. People. Nagarjuna used to say, people are mangoes. I'm so tired of trying to judge the mangoes. Who knows? Some people look sweet on the outside and they're really bad on the inside. We don't know. Okay. So he says, Chile min la nangma min la dawe chila jabe yo tu chen de tabu la che shen mi shepataki sambo cha de zimba me. Okay, chila jabe yo tu chen. What is that, Kelsang? Chila jabe. Jaba means hiding. Chila is in a mouse or a rat. Chila. Oh, chila is a rat, I think. Titi ngema. Candido. Okay, he agreed. Yeah, he said rats tend to hide in the hole. Okay, meaning you can't judge a person from the outside. Okay. Sometimes there's a person who's really mean on the inside, but we think they look really nice on the outside. Don't be the kind of person who pretends to be a holy person on the outside and is rotten on the inside or cruel on the inside. Okay. All right. Shenyang, Nangmin Lachi. He's giving the possible, what do you call it? Permutations. Mango looks good on the outside, lousy on the inside. Mango looks good on the inside, looks lousy on the outside. Mango is lousy and looks lousy, and mango looks good and is good. It's a 4 famous mangoes. Okay. Shenya na min la chi mi min means sometimes the mango is ripe on the inside, but it looks on the outside, it looks like it's not. So sometimes the person on the outside looks kind of mean, but they have a big heart on the inside. Okay, like outside looks like a bad mango, but inside is a good mango. Okay. Member chi dulwe shenki che ma gupa shenki che ma gupa dang tell you what's that? Tell you ngotsa yupa and tell you. Say ngotsa. Tell you ngotsa. Say ngotsa. I don't really care whether you say it. I'm trying to keep you awake. Ngotsa. Tell you. Okay. These are in the Abhidharma Kosha, and there's all virtuous states of mind are accompanied by two states of mind in the Abhidharma. Stanley, what are they? Yeah, we can say shame and consideration. Okay, in the Abhidharma Kosha system, all good, every time you do a good deed, there's 2 mental states going on. One is you do care what other people think of you. Okay, so I don't know, a lot of times Geshe will not play Netflix in front of the audience, but when he goes home, he will play Netflix. So in the public, he doesn't play Netflix, but when he gets home, he plays Netflix. Okay, that's called tell you. I care about what other people think. I do care. I always try to get home before I watch Korea soap opera. Okay, then Ngotsa means you have a chance to watch Netflix in your own hotel room. There's nobody there, and nobody will know if you watch it. But you say to yourself, this is not who I want to be. This is not who I want to be. So according to Abhidharma, there's 2 kinds of virtuous states of mind. One is, this is not who I want people to see me as. And that's okay. That's healthy. You know, that's healthy. I don't want to look like a bad person. And then Ngotsa is even more powerful. And that means in the privacy of my own home, when nobody can see me, I still want to be good to myself because I care. I care how my self-esteem. I don't want to be a bad person, even in my own room when nobody else can see me. Okay, so here he's talking about nang tulwe rangyunyanam ki chupe shitsang nang sang. We want to be pure on the outside and pure on the inside. Good mangoes, good peaches, Peaches are pretty easier, I think, because the outside is pretty honest. Okay. All right. Chanju Sambanam ni Trapan Yamba Pomiche Chepatar. Chi Kunjikan Trapan Yamba Shinam Pangte Sabte So Ranki Rang Mitawa Shi Kelche Sung. Bodhisattvas Trapan Yamba Pomiche means if they get some kind of bad reputation in the world, that's not their main, they don't think about it mainly. Okay, that's not what they're mainly worried about. Okay, if somebody's, what do you call that on the internet, trolling them on the internet, they don't waste the time to defend themselves. Okay, they're like, okay, drapa nyamba pomiche means I don't care what people say about me. Okay? In a good way. You know, it's like, okay, people say I'm a bad person. I'm not. Okay, they don't waste their time trying to prove to everybody on the internet that they're a good person. Okay, they just be a good person. Okay, chi kunjikyan tapangembe shinam pangne sapte. Their main interest is not trying to look like a good person; it's to be a good person. Their main effort is to be inside a good person, and their main effort is not to look like a good person, although they care about it. I mean, we should care, right? We shouldn't. We don't want people to think we're a bad person, and it's important for a good person to think about that. But the most important thing is to be good on the inside, no matter what people think about you on the outside. Okay, and if you're gonna spend time either to fight the trolls in the world or to fight your own mental afflictions, probably you should work on the afflictions and the trolls will take care of themselves. Okay. And that's my philosophy. I don't want to waste time trying to prove I'm a nice person. I think I'll just focus on being a nice person. Sooner or later, the internet will catch up. And that's my philosophy. Okay. Chawa Shi Kiao Chesen, very important. Okay. Okay, next one, smiling guy. Yi de bashi jin de ten. Be joy alone in an unbroken stream. Okay. Tim, what time I'm supposed to Q&A? No? Whenever I like. Tomorrow. I think it's now, right? Okay, that's a good place to pause. It is a good place. It's a good place to stop. Okay. And the next one, the next advice is about focusing on having fun. Okay, and I don't know, a lot of Dharma people are too serious for me. You know, they're all like, "Oh, money, baby, oh, you know, more money, baby." Oh. And you know, if you know what's going to happen after you die, if you know where you're going, then okay, relax, have fun, go out. We went out last night, right? We had a good time. Somebody said, Geshe, you should go to the hotel from the airport. Maybe somebody's waiting for the flowers or something. I said, no way, I'm going to go out and have a really good dinner. So I kidnapped everybody and we went out. We live in Rimrock. There's no restaurants there. You know, if you get to go to Kyoto or go to a good restaurant, I mean, I'm going to go to the restaurant, you know. So have fun. You know, life is short. And I think if you really practice good lamrim, you should have fun. I don't mean fun like you go gambling or alcohol, or I don't mean like that. I mean, you know, relax and have some fun. You know, life is so short. And if you're too serious, I think your Buddhism is weird. Okay, all right. Okay, have some fun. If you're really doing good Buddhism, you should be in a good mood, right? I think so. And then have some fun. You know, it's okay. Good fun, clean fun. Okay. All right, Timothy, questions, right?
My question is how to correctly understand the famous verse from Nagarjuna, which is no starting, no stopping, and no staying. We slightly touched this by DCL level 12, like 210, which is saying that it's not the seeds cause the result. In fact, the seeds and the result are existing at the same time. So that means right now, me and the whatever the dream me is already existing at the same time. Also, from level 11, we learned that the time doesn't exist really. So that means everything existing at the same time now. So me and the perfect me or the dream me existing now at the same time. Then why all these? Or what is the direct fast track for that perfect me? And also we learned in this level 7, everything is coming from the seeds, everything have emptiness. So that means emptiness also have emptiness. And the seeds principle also have emptiness. But in level 2, we learned that the seeds principle is just like the gravity. It's applied to everyone. So in this way, how to really understand the seeds principle also have emptiness. So that's basically my question. So thank you very much.
Wow, that's kind of. I think 3 translators just had a heart attack. No, that's a good question. And I just finished a book. I was working on a book. I work on books all year, and I was working on Nick Lashaw's book. Nick's coming, which is exciting to me. And he translated Nagarjuna's 60 verses on proving Nyaya, on proving emptiness. So he translated that book. And in that book, Nagarjuna has a very, very big emphasis that he's kind of saying, if you really understand cause and effect, ingo, if you really understand it, then that's emptiness, you know. And technically that's not correct. Okay, so there's a big, big argument. I'll say it again. Nagarjuna in the 60 verses says that ingo, that the fact that causes cause results is dependent origination. It is emptiness. That itself is emptiness. And that's not true. It's not true. Emptiness cannot change, for example. But a cause has to change to produce a result. Okay, so it seems like he's saying something contradictory. And then Tsongkhapa, about 1200 years later, he says the same thing. Oh, the greatest thing Buddha ever taught was what? Dependent origination, because it is emptiness. You know, so that's confusing. I'll say it again. Mental seeds create your world, and that's changing. Okay, every time a seed opens, it's destroyed. When the seed turns into a tree, the seed dies, has to. Okay, the seed dies by giving a tree, right? So seeds and results have to change. Seeds have to change to produce a result. Otherwise, there won't be a result. The seed has to disappear. If the seed is still there, the tree cannot be there. Once the tree is there, the seed has to be gone. The seed has to be destroyed to make the tree. It has to be. It's always like that. Then emptiness shouldn't change ever. Emptiness should always be the same, okay? And I'll give you an example. You ready? Do you have mouse in your kitchen? Mice. I don't. I mean, sometimes I do, but not right now. Okay. Do you have mouse in your kitchen? I said no. Did you ever catch a mouse in your kitchen? I have a Mongolian mouse trap. It's very cool. No springs, no nothing. It's 1 stick, 2 sticks, 3 sticks, 3 sticks. You can catch any mouse. I don't care how smart they are. Okay. And it's very cool. The Mongolian guy taught me. Okay. So if a mouse is in your kitchen, but you take the mouse out of the kitchen, then is there a mouse in your kitchen? Yes or no? Is there an emptiness of mouse in your kitchen? Is there absence of mouse in your kitchen? Yeah, there is. Okay, I'll say it again. When the mouse is running around pooping on everything, you have a mouse in your kitchen. Then when you catch the mouse and you take them out, then you create, then you have a thing in your kitchen called no mouse in the kitchen, okay? Absence of mouse in the kitchen, okay? Does the absence of the mouse in the kitchen ever change? It cannot change, okay? Why? You can't have half a mouse in the kitchen or something like that. Either a mouse is in the kitchen or a mouse is not in the kitchen. There's no other choice, okay? So when the mouse comes back in the kitchen, where does the absence of the mouse go? It just disappears, okay? It doesn't get smaller. When the mouse's nose comes into the door, then there's less mouse, there's less no mouse. It doesn't work like that, right? When the whole mouse is in, the no mouse went away. But when the mouse's nose is in, I don't know, is there a mouse in the kitchen? Not really. Okay, so either a mouse is there or a mouse isn't there. You can't say half mouse is not like that. Okay, so it can go out of existence, but it cannot change. Okay, the mouse in the kitchen or no mouse in the kitchen. No mouse in the kitchen can disappear when a whole mouse comes in the kitchen, but it doesn't get bigger or smaller. Okay, you can't say I have 50% no mouse in my kitchen. You can't say that. Either there's a mouse in your kitchen or there's no mouse in your kitchen. So no mouse cannot change. You cannot have half mouse kitchen or something like that. It doesn't work like that. I have half mouse not in my kitchen. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so emptiness cannot change. Absence cannot change. Okay, it can go away, but it cannot change. Okay, got it? So that's the difference. The seed and result. The seed disappear, stop. Results grow. Tree grows. But absence, it's either total or it's not there. Okay, absence has to be total. Therefore, absence can change, but dependent origination. Sorry, absence cannot change, but dependent origination can change. So why did Nagarjuna say emptiness and dependence are the same thing? Because it's not true. One is never change, one always change. Then why did he say something's not true? And I'll tell you, okay, you got to read Nick's book when it comes out. And it's a very, very, very sexy book, okay? So in Buddhism, there's two divisions. We call Hinayana and Mahayana, lower way, higher way. Sometimes Hinayana called Theravada, which means the true way. If you belong to Hinayana, you call Hinayana Theravada, right? Okay, it's okay. So there's a lower way and a higher way, right? There's two kinds of there's two kinds of Buddhism, right? People say Lord Buddha, in his first turning of the wheel, in his first teaching period in this world, he taught Hinayana, and that's true. He taught Hinayana. And then 700 years later, Nagarjuna came, and he taught Mahayana. Okay? He changed everything. He said emptiness is deeper than that, and we all have to try to be bodhisattvas. Before that, no one talks about bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is mentioned once in the Abhidharma Kosha. It's a different thing. There's no such thing. Okay? Everybody say, oh, Nagarjuna is so cool. He started the Mahayana. In Nick's book, Nagarjuna says, I didn't start the Mahayana. It was always Mahayana. Okay? It's so sexy. You know, he says, don't blame me. I didn't start this emptiness thing. Buddha did. You just didn't understand it. Okay? He was talking Mahayana all along, and you guys didn't understand it. Dependence is emptiness. First teaching of Buddha is dependence. The first big teaching of Buddha is dependence. Then later, Nagarjuna started talking about emptiness. And then Nagarjuna said, in the 60 verses, he said to the Hinayana people, you guys don't understand what? Buddha taught emptiness from the first minute. You just didn't understand it. Don't talk about Hinayana, Mahayana. This is ridiculous. He always teach Mahayana. You're Hinayana. He's not Hinayana. Got it? His dependent origination teaching is goddamn emptiness. Don't you understand? But he's not saying changing thing is unchanging. He's not saying that. He's just saying if you really understand dependence, it's emptiness. And if you think it's different, if you think some guy came along and started Mahayana later, you're mistaken. It was emptiness all along. You just didn't understand him. And then in the 60 verses, he uses all of their ancient books to prove that they are Mahayana and they don't know it. Okay, it's very cool. Anyway, I suggest you read next book. Okay, then I think your question. It's a very beautiful question. It's a big question. By the way, we did a cool thing in that book, and I have to brag about it because Geshe likes bragging. We went through the whole book, 60 verses. It took 7 years. We went through the whole book and we made a list of the most important ideas. Okay, cool. So far, cool. Then we went to John Brady's database and we checked how many of those ideas survived and how many didn't survive. And it's very interesting. So some of the greatest ideas in the Nagarjuna did not survive. Okay, they died. Someone forgot to teach it, and you can prove it with his database statistically. We put percentages on all the ideas. That we have got the statistics for all the great ideas in the Nagarjuna, and it's very interesting. You know, you can show statistically from 1,800 years that some of the ideas he wanted to teach disappeared by bad luck, and it happens in the monastery. You know, the teacher gets sick that week and they don't teach that topic, and then the students, the Geshes, don't learn it, and then those Geshes don't teach it to their Geshe students, and the idea disappears. And you can statistically show which ideas disappeared. It's very interesting. And then it seems like what he wanted to happen didn't happen, because he wrote verses that nobody ever used them after that. Nobody understood them after that. You can prove that some of his verses, nobody understood them for 2,000 years because they never used them. They're missing from the data. They're not in the data. You can prove it statistically. And then I was thinking, maybe he knew that. I mean, at the end of the whole thing, it took me like a year to do the statistics. And then I'm like, wait a minute, maybe Nagarjuna is tricking us. Maybe he wants us to figure this out. And he's hoping we'll teach those things and wake them back up. You see what I mean? Like, if he's really an Arya, then maybe he can see that this idea will have a, what do you call it? A renaissance. There will be a renaissance of certain ideas after John Brady. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Mm. I really like it. I really like it. So you can read it when it comes out. I'm sure Rosa's gonna get it out quick. Where is Rosa? Okay, are we done? No, but when did you want me to be done? No, I don't want to go too late. I mean, you should be fresh. You know, we did a lot today, and you've been very good. And it's hard to listen to this stuff. You don't know how many times I suffered in the monastery. You know, the teacher's like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, come on, just stop. So I always made a promise to myself, when I become a Geshe and I start teaching, I'm going to kill the students in the same way. Good? You guys have any announcements or anything? Come on. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, $100 a picture tomorrow, okay? Grandpa will pay, okay? All right? So try to remember something, okay? Am I supposed to, huh? We're going to go that way? Did they go? Does Tatiana come up? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you for the teaching today.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. We know that a lot of you are jet lagged, but you are here until the end of the day, so thank you. And we hope you feel better and better every day. So, some announcements. Please note that doors here open only at 9 a.m. So if you come in earlier, you'll just have to stay outside and wait. So, take care of yourself. It's cold. So come at 9, not earlier, okay? We start at 9:30 with yoga. Maybe my colleagues can put the schedule on the screens. Francisco, yeah? Okay. So we start with yoga at 9:30, and the schedule will be almost the same as today. We continue with the symposium class, and we have 2 beautiful symposium classes tomorrow. One with Maria and Hannah, a deep dive into building a team. And another class is a strong ethical foundation with Venerable Jigme and Connie O'Brien. So those are very interesting topics. Please make sure you come tomorrow to symposium classes. They will be same time as today, from 11 to 12 and from 1:30 to 2:30. In the afternoon, we will have 2 classes with Geshe Michael, same time as today. And a few important things. Yoga tomorrow will be in this room. So you don't need to go to another building. Just come here. We will have yoga here, okay? So, and we will have a nice teacher, so please come. Also, to reduce the usage of plastic paper/plastic cups that we use a lot every day, if you have a water bottle, please bring it with you. You can refill it, and then at least it's less cups. Or tomorrow, you can buy ACI, very beautiful ACI branded water bottles at the store that we open here tomorrow. So if you don't have a bottle, that's a good time to get one. Also, a reminder, please, if you have the interpretation equipment, please leave it at the table as you leave the room. Please don't take it with you to the hotel. And I want to also thank our online participants, translators, tech, and we have more than 200 people now. I think we had more watching and joining us from different parts of the world. So I just want to also say, yes, here they are. I see them on the screen here. Sorry, you can't, but so thank you for being with us all around the world, joining online. And one last announcement for participants who didn't pay yet. Yes, thank you. It will be in Chinese.
中国的学员们，大家好。如果你只支付了定金，没有支付全款的话，我们会有义工在注册台，帮助大家支付。然后会从现在开始的半个小时都是支付时间。如果今天大家来不及的话，明天也可以过来支付。谢谢。
Thank you. Thank you. So the schedule for next day is here. Also, you can get printed schedule as you go outside in different languages. And see you tomorrow. Thank you for today. Thank you.